Hello everyone and welcome to PyTroops. As you all know, database is very important for any software application. It is used to store data. So till now we learned how to create attractive GUIs using Kinter Python. For now we are going to learn how to create a database and how to connect our database to our GUI. So let's get started. So friends, I am using MySQL here. You can also use SQLite 3, which is pre-installed when you download the Python. But I am using MySQL because it comes with a full-fledged workbench where it works properly and the interface is quite good. So you can easily download it here, and I recommend you can download the MySQL. So it look like this. This is our main local host for MySQL. The port number is 3306. Host is localhost and username is this is the host localhost and the username is root. So you have to set a password for the first time. I already set it, so let me just insert the password and log in my localhost. So here I create some databases, let's say PyTroops and water system. These are my databases I already created. So let's just minimize this and go to our code. So let's start it. First of all, you have to import mysql.connector. This is the library you have to import. Then you have to make a connection to your local host. Let's say you have a variable data is equals to mysql.connector.connect, and inside this connect function you have to write host, which is localhost, and comma user, which is root, and then just type your password to access this local host. And my password is Holy Quran 1, HOLYQRN1. Okay, comma. So we have created a connection with our local host by these host, user, and password. Okay, so now we have to create a cursor. Cursor is equals to data.cursor. What this cursor function do? Actually, it is used to communicate with your database. So now we have to create our database. So we have to write a query. For this we have to cursor.execute. What this execute function do? It will execute your query whichever you write in there. So create database. Let's say the name of our database is test. So let's just run this code. So we got no error. Now for check your database is created or not, there are two ways. First, you have to go to your workbench and refresh it. So here you got test database, and the second one is to check with your code. So let's just remove this query and write here show databases. So it will take all the databases, and then for I in cursor print I. So it will print all the databases you have in the local host. So these are all the databases, and the test one is include, which I just made. So here PyTroops, water system, and the test which I just made. Okay, so let's just remove this, and because we created our database, so now we have to put database in our data, so that we create any table or populate our table, so it will populate the table inside the database test. Okay, so now just create a table inside our database test. So cursor.execute. Now write the query for creating a table, which is create table if not exist, and let's say the name of the table is employees, and now write the values of the table like name or phone number, etc. So the first value is id integer, int integer, auto increment primary key. So what actually this auto increment primary key will do? It will create an ID automatically whenever you add a employee. Let's say you add the first employee, the ID will be 1. So now the name of the employee, so name varchar means it will take characters. 30 is the size of the characters, okay, means it is 30 characters. And the phone number, let's say it is integer and the size is 11. So let's just run this code, and yep, we got no error. So for check your table is created or not, go to your workbench, refresh. In the test column you have table column, just click it, go to employees, and by clicking this icon you got your table. So here is your table. Values are null because we haven't inserted any value. So now the next step is to populate the table. So now let's just populate our table. For populating we have to pass another query. So let's say we take variable values is equals to, and now write the query here, and the query is insert into employees, because we have to insert in the table of employees. And now we have to pass the name of the columns, which is ID, because it is the auto increment, so we don't need to pass this. We need to pass name comma phone number. So these two values we have to pass, and the next thing is values, which is the part of the query, and percentage sign s comma percentage sign s. Actually we are doing here, if we are passing manual value, then we don't need to write this phone or name and phone number. We directly pass values bracket and the name of the values. But we want automatic values, like we don't want that one value, we want multiple values. So that's why I use this syntax. Now value 1 is equals to, let's say John comma phone number is, let's say whatever, for example this. And now just we have to execute this query. So cur.execute, and in the parentheses we have to pass first the query, which is values, and the second one val1, which is the actual values we have to insert in the table. So val1. Now just run the program. So okay, so first we have to also commit. So cursor dot, sorry, it's not a cursor. Okay, so we also have to commit this. So data dot commit. What this commit function actually do, it will make changes whatever you made, like you enter any entry, you update any entry, you delete any entry, you have to commit first. Now just run the program. Oops, we got an error. Okay, so what is the error? Okay, I think we pass more than 11 digits, so let's just delete 1 or 2. Okay, so now just run the program. Okay, it's worked perfectly fine. Now for check, just go to your workbench and refresh your table here. So we got our first value, which is ID is auto incremented, which is 1. John name and phone number is also here. So that's how you can add the values. Okay, so now we are going to create a GUI here and connect our database to our GUI and insert values through the GUI. So let's just import Kinter here. By the way, if you haven't watched the GUI video, I recommend you to go and watch these first, because I'm not going to explain everything about GUI again. So let's create a simple window. Actually, let's copy this window from another window. So let me copy this. So I copy paste the main window here, and now just create a main loop for this window. So window dot main loop. Okay, so now what we have to do, actually we have to make entries, 2 entries. The first one is name and the second one is phone number. Let me just remove these values, because we are going to insert these values through our GUI, not by this coding. So Now let me just run the program. So this is the window, and we want two entry boxes inside our window where we have to put the name and values. So let's just create two entry boxes. First one, entry 1 is equals to entry, and now just grid this. So entry 1 dot grid, and row is equals to 0 and column is equals to 0 again. So now create the second entry. Let me copy this one. This is the first entry. Okay, let me copy this one and copy and paste here. Entry box 2, entry box 2, and row is equals to, column is equals to, no, row is equals to 1, column is equals to 0, and now just run the program. So we have two entry boxes here. Okay, now give the pad x and pad y, so we have a little bit of space between them. Pad x 10 comma pad y is equals to 10. It will give the little bit of space and look nicer. So now create a button. So btn1, by pressing this button actually we insert the values. So window comma text, let's say text should be insert comma command, let's say command, pass the command for now. When we create a function, then we will pass it here. And button dot grid, and row is equals to 2 and column is equals to 0. So okay, so now just run the program, and okay, we got error here. Okay, for now just remove this command. We will insert when we get the function. So okay, perfectly fine. Now create a function for button. When we press the button, then the value will insert in the database. So let's just create a function here. After creating a cursor, we have a function def. Let's say the name of function is insert, and this lines of code will be inside the function. Okay, after creating a function, the very first thing we have to do is get data from our entry boxes. So value 1 is equals to entry 1 dot get. What this get function will do, it will get whatever you write in the entry box. Okay, so let me run the program. Okay, whatever you write in this entry boxes, this get function will get the data from here. Okay, now copy this and paste it here for value 2. Okay, sorry, I could copy this. Okay, copy and paste it here at a value 2. Okay, so we got the data of both the entry boxes, and now we have to insert in the values. So first we have to create a variable. Let's say get is the function. So let's say took is equals to, and in the parentheses we have to write value 1 and value 2. We actually made a tuple of these two values and put inside the took variable. So now cursor dot execute. In the execute function, what we have to pass? We have to pass this query, which is the values, and then we have to pass the actual values. And now we have the two values inside the variable took, so we have to pass this took variable now, which have the two values. So took. Okay, so now just pass that function name here, which is the insert. We have to pass it in the button here. So comma command is equals to insert. So okay, so now what is the all processes? When we press the insert button, it go in the def function, get the values, create the table which is already created, so it not created again, and then the create the execute the query, insert values, take the values and execute, and then commit means make changes. So now just run the program and let's say right here Alexa, and the phone number is, let's say, whatever. Okay, now just insert. Oops, we got error. Okay, so the error is this: we have to write here entry box 2, because in entry box 2 we have to pass integers, and we take entry box 1 we have the varchar. So this is the confusion here. Okay, Alexa, and the phone number is, let's say, this. Now just insert. Okay, so now we have no error. Go to the workbench, refresh the table. Okay, so we got John and Alexa. Okay, so we got John because I run the code of John as well one time there. So for the confirmation, let's just put another value, let's say George, and the phone number is this. So now just run the program and refresh. Okay, so working perfectly fine. We got John not anymore here. So okay, so let's just take another value so we have more confirm about it, and now run the program, refresh it here. Okay, we got Ali. So perfectly fine. So that's how you can create your database with your GUI. Stay tuned. In the next video we are also going to learn how to update and delete. So hopefully you like the video. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You will get the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.